Posted by you/Spirit Gateway Crystal. People who have read the data that Google has collected on you, what is the most disturbing data they had collected about you? My friends used to live opposite a well-known brothel and Google thought I was checking into the brothel every time I visited my friend's house across the street. Needless to say, it was an embarrassing thing for Google to ask me to review while I was showing my family some holiday photos. 5 stars, would visit again. Propriety Media. I work in entertainment, and had been working on a project involving various video files which were shared to me via Google Drive. After the project was over, the share was deleted and we had to ensure we had removed all related media and signed various bits of paperwork to confirm we hadn't kept any data. 4 months later I downloaded my Google data. The file was massive and I wasn't sure why, as it's mostly text. Then I found a video file from the old project that was stashed in my data. Needless to say, I shit myself, then scrubbed it from my PC and pretended I never saw anything. That I was a 65-year-old woman living in Allentown, Pennsylvania, who loved researching the history of capital punishment. I mean, I've researched capital punishment like a few times for school essays condemning it, and I went to a school trip to an amusement park in Allentown. But I for the life of me don't know how they decided that I, an 18-year-old male, was a 65-year-old woman. Locations. Turn that shit off immediately. Who really knows if it's completely off? I'm leaning towards it isn't. Speaking of, how on earth does Google know when I get in my car? I can understand leaving in the morning, same time every day, fine. But I drive multiple vehicles for work and leave sporadically in a 5-hour window. It's never consistent. I'll drive 10 trucks, but the second I get in my truck it tells me how long it's going to take to get home. I'd like to know how it knows. Edit. I don't drive a Tesla or anything like that, just a bare bones truck. Edit 2. It's not the accelerometer, I get the notification before I start moving. I was happy to find that most of the interests they had pinned on me were hilariously inaccurate. What I was unhappy to find was that they knew my job had changed before it actually did. This is logical as it requires a lot of Googling. When I did searches at my previous job for related things on my personal devices, they somehow knew these were one-offs and knew not to use it to build a profile on me. They know a lot of things I never search, get emails about, or discuss on Google-owned platforms. I have a few blockers stacked on top of each other on my laptop so that it's safe, but my phone? Well, I need to be more careful about that. And get a pee-hole. I collected my data from Google before they started deleting things prior to your downloads. The most disturbing thing was the audio recordings of random conversations with family. Private conversations, ones in which we never even said anything remotely like, "Okay, Google," yet there were entire clips of our conversations in my data. I immediately converted to using the Google operating systems for my Android devices, and have never looked back since. Nor will I ever use a default operating system on a phone, ever again. Shortly after I lost my virginity, I started getting ads for abortion clinics in my area. I had not searched for anything regarding sex, pregnancy, or babies in general. Even better, after a few months, the abortion ads started mixing with diaper, formula and similar baby-related ads. It's been about 7 years since then, and while I don't get abortion ads anymore, the ads have adjusted to my supposed child's age, so I've started getting different toy and preschool ads. I've never once clicked on these, but it's still happening, and it's all because my phone probably heard me talking with my friends 7 years ago about popping my cherry. Not realizing that I hadn't opted out of location tracking, Google has GPS location data for nearly every single minute of my life from the last decade. Starting in 2009, when I got my first Android phone, there's location data and routes for every errand I've run, every class I've gone to, etc. I was scrubbing through the timeline and was able to pick up specific moments in my life just from the date and locations. Oh shit, that's when the power went out and I had to go to the 7-Eleven every other day for food. You can Google "what does Google know about me" and find out about your profile. Google lists all your interests, based on sites you search for and visit. Then guesses everything from your age and location to job. Mine was scarily accurate. The one thing that was wrong was that it said my relationship status was engaged. Surely Google can tell by how many Friday nights I spend alone Googling weird shit that I am not close to getting engaged. A few years ago I fucked up and had an affair. I know, I suck. Well, months after the affair ended I went to check my Google Maps data. Google Maps apparently keeps a significant locations tab on you. One of my significant locations, besides work, my home, my parents' house, etc., was the parking lot where the affair first occurred. I swear I only spent 20 minutes in that spot, one time. but Google somehow knew it was significant. I very quickly turned off location tracking after that. I work out 3 times a week at a Parkinson's boxing gym. Next door is the day spa, game and massage parlor. It's a joke as the doors are next to each other. When one of the women I work out with walked into the wrong door, their receptionist 6 tall drag queen was, "I think you have the wrong place, honey." So Google keeps asking, "How was your visit?" Google Analytics is too funny. My little sister is gay, so looking for movies to queue up some movies at her house under my login. I got some very interesting titles. She was like, "No, not that one." Later, back home I get all these recommended videos, cross equals linked or likes. Meanwhile, she is getting spy thrillers listed. She did like the British MI5. TL, Doctor, Google thinks I'm a gay cross-dresser and my sister is straight. We put the fun in dysfunctional. Google thinks I'm a mid-20s middle schooler that makes $100 plus purchases every week, mostly consisting of ugly shoes, beauty products, and organic cat food. It keeps advertising me these. I don't have a cat and have never looked up cat food online. Have never bought shoes or beauty products online. I haven't been in middle school for over 10 years. I have never made a single purchase online that has exceeded $80, and that $80 was only because of Christmas. The most disturbing thing by far is the amount of data that they won't show you, but sell to the open/private market. Example: Google Maps used to show you your foot traffic walking around your house. I could log in and see what nights I was drinking by the amount of trips I took to the bathroom. That data reflects drinking habits, prostate health, phone habits. Do you ever put your phone down? Now it just shows me that I'm at my house, and no foot traffic within it. Also, what about a shots fired decibel meter? Google always knows who the shooter is. Google obviously knows what a gunshot sounds like, and they do a hell of a job with location data. Why are they not calling local police stations and saying, "We have shots fired in your area"? We have a short list of phones that were in the vicinity that are most likely witnesses, victims, or shooters. We have pinged locations to all the phones. 5 of the 10 phones in the area left the vicinity quickly. Would you like to buy this data for $10 now or $1,000 later? If you determine the victim is worthy of the investment? Went to get dumbbells at Dick's when quarantine was starting a month ago. None left. I did see the adjustable ones that attach and make it anywhere from 5 to 50 pounds. Just stood by it for 2 minutes considering it's expensive, like $300. Didn't get any. Never looked it up or said anything about it. Started seeing ads for those particular adjustable dumbbells the next day. Not about Google, but Amazon. My dad was showing me how the router/modem shows everything pinging to and from your internet connection, and we have a few Amazon Alexas in the house, and we found all these attempted intrusions that failed to pass the firewall. When we searched the IP addresses, most were Amazon and Google, probably trying to get our information and sell it to advertisers because they can. If you want to try this, you can see it if you look up your internet provider and router/modem and log in, and it shows you everything. A recording of a conversation I was having with my squad leader about the medical logistics of an upcoming mission we were going on. My phone was clearly in my pocket by the quality of the audio. None of the info was classified as a layman would think of it, but it was confidentially need-to-know information. Nobody said anything close to the activation phrase. Google just took a random recording of a confidential level conversation soldiers were having about a military mission while I wasn't even touching my phone. What the fuck? What else do they have? I have definitely talked about secret level information with other people while we both had our phones on us. Freaked me out pretty bad, and I was much more careful about where my phone was while we were doing any kind of planning after that. I've left my map data collection on, it seems, and apparently every year since 2015, at least twice a year I search for directions to the Glastonbury Festival. Never been, never want to go, and as far as I know, I've never searched for it. As personalizations are pretty accurate. Aged 45 to 54, likes food, fast food, food retailers, gourmet and specialty food and chocolate. The most upsetting thing I found on there was from 6 years ago. In the same week my mother had died and my landlord had decided to sell the house me and my family lived in. I was on autopilot for a lot of that time and I don't remember a lot of it, but apparently I was making plans because I had searched cheapest life insurance and how long to get insurance payout after someone dies. What's frightening is how difficult it is to navigate that screen and to erase information. I know that it likely is never deleted and is given to government. If Snowden was lying, why is he in exile? Also the fact that the stuff you cleared your cookies and history searching still pop up in ads, and of course the creepy part when you say it out loud in conversation. It's not a conspiracy theory, the theory is how deep it goes. I saw that somebody got an ad for an oil filter and jokingly looked the company up and took screenshots. Ever since I've been getting frequent ads for it and similar sketchy businesses. Many gun owners have also gotten it, which could potentially be ATF entrapment trying to get us to slip so they can arrest us. We all should know that the big tech companies give all our information to the government due to the Patriot Act. It's really 1984 out there.